everyone, and greetings again to all of our friends all over Oklahoma. And welcome to the 21st and concluding report in our series from many of the state's outstanding cities. This afternoon, after unexpected interference last week, we wind up our current survey of some of Oklahoma's better communities as we look at a city which less than 11 months ago suffered a tremendous blow. But today, in spite of the devastation it suffered on May 25th last year, Blackwell is a thriving, hustling city, building back its homes and its tornado-torn institutions. This is another story of community spirit and enterprise. Our film report takes a long look at the devastated sections of Blackwell as they look today and at its many other important economic influences. So, continuing our sweep around Oklahoma and KWTV's great neighborhood, here is number 21, The Blackwell Story. On my left is Mayor O.L. Bynum. Welcome, Mayor, and I'm awfully happy to have the chance to be here in Blackwell with you.
Thank you, Bruce. It's a real pleasure to have you.
And over on my right is Cliff Sherburne, who is the president of the Blackwell Chamber of Commerce. I'm also glad to be able to be here with you today, Cliff.
Thank you, Bruce. We're happy to have you.
I'd like to talk with you, gentlemen, about some of the aspects of your good town here and the remarkable recovery that you have made during the last 11 months from that tornado that hit last May 25th. But first, Mayor Bynum, I'd like to talk with you, just ever so briefly, about the form of government which you have up here in Blackwell. I understand that you have a mayor and commission form of government, which is a little different than many Oklahoma communities who today seem to be favoring the city manager form of government. I assume that it's obvious that you do like the commission form of government. Would you tell us a little bit about how it's set up here?
Well, Bruce, as you say, we have a commissioner form of government. We elect 3 commissioners: the commissioner of public safety, the commissioner of public property, and the commissioner of finance. And they delegate their work to the various departments. I think that our form of government has been successful in view of the fact that we have had 2 rather outstanding individuals as a city clerk and a commissioner, a superintendent of public utilities.
Well, in the operation of your city, the city clerk and the superintendent of public utilities actually are the working functionaries directing the city government.
They carry out a large portion of the program.
The commissioners themselves are policymakers largely.
That's right. They work under the commissioners.
What is your city financial setup, Mayor Bynum?
I think our financial picture is good. Actually, we have a bonded indebtedness of about $1,900,000. At one time, we had a peak of $2,850,000. And to reflect our financial picture, I might say that our bonds sell at a very low rate of interest as compared to other municipalities.
Well, now, do you have an ad valorem tax levy to support your city operations?
No.
How do you support them?
Through our municipal light plant and water plant.
And that relieves your citizens of taxation, that is, insofar as operational funds are concerned.
That's right.
And you have no tax levy then except for retirement of your sinking fund.
That's right. We in our past year, we had a tax levy of 4 73/100 mills, which amounted to about $30,000, which went directly into the sinking fund. It's been very few times that we've even had to have a tax levy to retire our bonds.
Well, now, what kind of a city budget do you operate under?
Our budget for this past year was $833,000.
And your water and light plant returns finance that?
Well, the total income from water and light was about $765,000. Other funds were from miscellaneous sources, police fines, fees, dues.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, I'm going to go away from you for just a moment because I want to talk about some aspects that are directly related to the prosperity of the community, but on a little different level. I want to talk to Mr. Sherburne over here for a moment about the industrial aspects of Blackwell. And Blackwell, it seems to me, outside of the largest centers in Oklahoma, must be one of the most heavily industrialized towns of the state. And what do you regard, Cliff, as your industrial situation and give me a few facts about it, would you?
Well, our industrial situation here is very healthy. We have a diversity of industry here. I think we have approximately 1,400 employed in heavy industry here and about a $5.5 to $6 million annual payroll.
That's in heavy industry.
In heavy industry, yes.
Your largest employer, I'm going to say this a little bit later on in the show, your largest employer, of course, is Blackwell Zinc.
Blackwell Zinc, that's true.
How long has Blackwell Zinc been here in the community? Do you
A great many years. Offhand, Mayor, how long have they been here?
Cliff, I can't answer that.
Well,
many
anyway,
years.
it's been here long enough to be a
true.
well-established
That's
industry
true.
and certainly the backbone of the industry.
The backbone of our economy at this
Yes.
time, yes.
Well, now we're coming around to the point that I wanted to talk about a few moments ago. The recovery of Blackwell from last year's tornado. I remember being in here the day after the tornado and 3 days after the tornado, and things were in pretty much of a mess. I'm sure that you recall that with considerable, distaste, shall we say?
Indeed, yes.
Today, as we've seen already in our program, Blackwell is well on the way to recovery. Now, that didn't come very easy, did it, Cliff?
No, through the effort of several of our leading citizens, it was very well handled indeed.
What kind of an organization did it take to get your recovery program underway?
Well, very shortly after the storm, our local police department and the local representatives of the Highway Patrol, of course, were on hand. By the next morning, they had the organization pretty well set up that took over. I think the mayor can outline that. I was pretty well concerned with our own duties that night.
That's right. You handle the gas
The gas
company's
utilities, that's right.
operations here, and you had to take care of some few connections that
That's
had been
true.
broken.
We had a pretty busy week.
Well, I'm sure you did. Well, Mayor Bynum, was there any problem in bolstering people's morale and getting them getting their feet back on the ground and getting them out of the stunned condition that I'm sure the storm left them in?
No, I don't believe there was much problem in boosting the morale. I think it's like most disasters, it brings out the best of our end people.
Well,
You
now-
can kind of slap them down, but you can't count them out.
Well, now, wasn't it an awfully heavy financial load to be saddled on a community just all of a sudden to do all the necessary cleaning up and rebuilding?
It would have been quite a financial load if it had not been for our many volunteers throughout Oklahoma and southern Kansas. Actually, our cleanup work, the cost of it was very small because of the volunteer help.
Do you feel that the rebuilding program is in pretty good shape now?
Yes, definitely.
There is still work to be done.
Oh, yes.
How long do you think it will take for you to, say, just finish it off and get the town back to where the growth of the trees and so forth is all that remains to take away the physical scars? Another year, perhaps, you think?
It's hard to predict. Now, one of our great losses at the present time is a loss in sidewalks, curb, and gutters. And we will have to do that as we can work it into our budget.
But you are planning to do that?
Yes.
If, as, and when your finances are available and when you can get the work done.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
Could I interrupt? We do not want to fail to mention the wonderful job that the Red Cross did at this disaster.
Well, I'm sure that everybody recognizes the fine job that the Red Cross and all of the other rehabilitation agencies provide in any such disaster or catastrophe. Thank you very much, Mayor Bynum. Thank you very much, Cliff Sherburne, for the opportunity to talk with you today about the situation right here in Blackwell, which of course lies in one of the richest portions of Oklahoma, lovely Kay County, which produces oil and wheat and lots of other good things, including good people. Blackwell story, and it gives proof that you can come back. Thanks to Mayor O.L. Bynum and Cliff Sherburne for sharing our time today, and thanks to all of you for letting us visit you in your homes both today and our preceding reports. This concludes our current series from Oklahoma's outstanding communities. It's been a pleasure to be able to pass on our findings in these cities, and from time to time, I'll return with other reports which I think you will find interesting. For now, Bruce Palmer saying, so long, everyone.